for sections like this, and I'm actually going to use Color Oops to remove as much pigment as I can because the bottom half of my hair is dyed. So I put on my gloves and just saturated my hair as much as I could and just worked it in with my fingers. And I forgot to comb my hair, so I did that really quick, make sure all the tangles were out, and just kept applying it, rubbing it in. I found that it's really easy to use your fingers with curly hair. It's just a lot easier to rub the product in. So you can see one bottle pretty much covered my entire head of hair, and then I put it up into a little bun and let it process for the amount it said, and this is what happened. It didn't take out too much pigment, but it was brown. So to protect my hair, I did a coconut oil mask, and I do this every time I bleach my hair. I just saturate my hair in coconut oil, I melt it down in the microwave, and then leave it in a bun for about an hour. So now it's time to bleach. So I mix the bleach according to the directions and mix it up really well, and just started applying this to the ends of my hair. And as you can see, I'm really working it in, making sure every single strand is coated. It's really important. And this is how it turned out. As you can see, it turned into a kind of caramel orange brown. So the next day I did the same exact thing. I put in a bunch of coconut oil in my hair, and this time I used Olaplex. I got this at Cosmoprof, but you can't get it at Amazon, so I just mixed the bleach again and then added the Olaplex according to the directions. So I added in a fourth of the Olaplex to the mixture, and I started putting in the bleach in the ends and then kind of making little highlights as I went through my hair, just to give it some more dimension. And this is a good way to do it in steps because you'll definitely make sure you get kind of an ombre effect. Since the previous day the hair dye was lower, I just worked the bleach up, and so that got even lighter. As you can see, I'm just doing more highlights and just kind of picking and choosing what hairs I want to add some more dimension. And I made sure to saturate my hair in bleach because you don't want the bleach to dry in your hair or else your hair will get really damaged. And you want to make sure you mix enough bleach. I actually had to mix some more bleach the first time, so I made sure to make more than enough so all the hair could be saturated and nice and wet. And as you can see, it's already starting to lighten. And I actually kept going back and checking on it to see how it was lightening. So I left that in for 40 minutes and then I washed it out, and this is what happened. And it is like a yellow and it is kind of brassy, but not too brassy. And I was going for rose gold, so this was fine. I didn't need to go all platinum because I wasn't doing a pastel. The colors that I used were Virgin Pink and Wrath by Arctic Fox, and I used this Titanium by Joico and a little bit of Blue by Pravana because I wanted to add some coolness to the color, with the pink color specifically. And I added a little bit of the titanium to the pink and then a tiny bit of the Pravana blue because it is very pigmented. And I mixed it together, and you can see that the color was altered just slightly. And I did add more of the titanium and it made it more cooler. So instead of toning my hair before because I knew it wouldn't work, I just decided to tone the hair dye. And I added a tiny bit of conditioner just to make more formula, and I didn't want to add too much to make sure that all of the hair would be covered in the hair dye. So there's the red, and it is very red, and no matter how much conditioner you add, I feel like it'll always be red. So I just started taking pieces of hair and putting the hair dye in, making sure it was really saturated. I didn't really think that my hair would soak up the color so well, but because it was damaged and very porous, it really did. So I was going in with little pieces and adding the red, as you can see here, and then going back in with the pink, and I was even doing some ombre with the red, adding some red to the middle of my hair shaft and then pink at the ends. So I just continued to do that for my entire head of hair, and it did take a long time and it was very tedious, but you can't really leave this stuff on for too long, so it didn't really matter how long it took. And then I just kind of wrapped it together and I would put it up. So I left it in for about 30 to 40 minutes, which is what they recommend, and this is how it came out. I'm actually really happy with the way it looks. I didn't expect to have red hair when I had planned on dyeing my hair, but I've never actually had red hair in my whole life, so I decided to just go for it and let it fade to the color that I want. So I hope this helped you guys out in any way. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to give it a thumbs up if you found it helpful, and I'll see you guys next time.